Yo, what up? It's your boy Drew. Yeah, there's this weird conspiracy going around now that this Howie Mandel, they say he's making really weird TikToks, and for whatever reason they're saying they think he's kidnapped and he's kind of like calling out for help or whatever. But this is his little TikTok. What he does is he cuts this bag. He just cuts the corners of the bag. He says he's doing, crafts that you can do at home or whatever. And then what he does is he writes on the bag, he writes shoe stuff. And if you look at the S's on it, look like 5s. And that'll be important later, so remember that. So it says shoe stuff is what he writes on the bag. And he says you can put like your laces in there or whatever. I mean, completely bizarre. It's definitely his bizarre thing. And this other girl on Twitter broke it down how no one talks about shoe stuff or anything. And what she did is she made the Wayfair logo, and it kind of folds up into a 3-dimensional house. And which is the same, that's how the bag looks. The paper bag after you cut it, the shopping bag. And when you open it up all the way, that's how it would look. And so it does look like the Wayfair logo. But I would say the Howie Mandel kidnap thing and the Wayfair trafficking children thing, those are like red herrings. It is, they put it on there to get it to trend because it's so salacious, then you want to share it and to get it out there. And they probably are trying to communicate a message, but it's not those. And I think the researchers get caught on those weird ones. Because if you look at the Wayfair logo here, this goes with my theory about the Mall of America. Something's going to happen at the Mall of America soon. It looks like the Mall of America layout of the map. And on the corners here, the 4 corners of the Wayfair logo is 4 pentagons. And the Mall of America was built on the grounds of the old Met Stadium, it's called. That's where the Twins and the Vikings used to play. So there's an amusement park in the center of the Mall of America. And in the middle of that amusement park, there's this home plate. That's where the home plate stood at that Met Stadium. And that's the pentagon shape that you see in the Wayfair logo. And so remember that obviously the Pentagon was hit on 9/11, right? The Pentagon was one of the attacks. And the Pentagon was struck by American Airlines Flight 77. So when you look at the Mall of America, it's right across the street, basically, from the airport. It's right across the highway from the airport. And it's also, the Mall of America is directly off of what's called Highway 77 here in Minnesota. So it's by the airport and on Highway 77. With a pentagon in the middle, right by the airport, get it? So the other part of this Howie Mandel kidnapped theory is they put the words shoe stuff into the gematria calculator. And they got the Jewish gematria 555. And then they bring up all these message in a bottle, Satan, Lucifer, everything. It says 555. They think he's signaling for help because of that. But I would say the reason the 555 is there is because the Mall of America is owned by what's called the 555 group. And I showed how when you put Mall of America in the gematria calculator, you get all 5s. And you also put Bloomington in the gematria, you get all 5s. It's located in Bloomington. So it's owned by 555 group, and then you get all 5s in the gematria. So I do feel like they're trying to communicate a message, but I feel like the kids and the Howie Mandel being kidnapped, that's like a red herring just to get you to spread it out there and everything and make sure it goes viral. And Howie's wearing the lifeguard shirt. I think he's trying to tell him, guard your life. Don't go to the Mall of America. The middle has the cross, sort of like the Wayfair logo. And he uses a shopping bag that you'd get at a mall, right? A shopping bag. So I don't do date predictions or anything like that. But I would say the Minnesota Twins won the World Series in 1987, which was 33 years ago from 2020. So my guess is this would be the year it would go down. And that's kind of what they're signaling with the Wayfair and the Howie Mandel story. I guess we'll see. And if you're from Minnesota, I'd stay away from that Mall of America for the time being. Thanks for checking out my channel. If you want to support the channel, you can go to chalkbodyoutline.com, get all my social media links. You can also cop a shirt if you want to support me. Peace. Thanks.